All right, chat room. Hello. Today we're doing a tier list for Strive. I haven't done one since Venom came out. And we'll talk a little bit about why Strive is doing real bad. The good old times. Well, it is the same story every time. Because ArcSys keep doing the same mistakes. We are, as of writing, let me move my camera. As of writing, still waiting for the special moves announced 2 years ago. There's still no ranked in. The training mode data came with Unika, and the training mode is pretty bad. The training mode updates are pretty bad. The frame data is far inferior to like a frame data bar that we already have through mods, and yeah, still no ranked, no date for ranked, no date for a balance update, no date on the special moves, no prize money announced for the tour. Currently, the game is bugged because they changed ArcSys when Unika came out. And right now, like, BRCs are fucked up, YRCs are fucked up. CO is happening next weekend. I already went to one major where we had to play on the bugged version. Yay, ArcSys! Apparently the anime is dog shit too. Right below what your thoughts on the anime is. Because I've heard that Unika's moveset isn't even the same. And she doesn't even like drive a motorcycle in the anime. Or like do dragon install. Yeah. Thank you for putting resources away from the game to develop that. 3v3 mode is doing alive and well at least. Except it's not. Yeah, that shit was dead on day one. Good job, ArcSys, investing all the resources for that. Anyway, we have Lucy coming out this summer. This summer probably meaning like September, knowing them. And let's talk a little bit about the tier list and Unika, who came out. And a lot of people think is pretty strong. But let's start from the bottom. Let's start with the failures, since I haven't actually ranked him before. Venom. Venom is the worst character in the game. I have beaten the best Venom without ever playing the matchup beforehand, so I think I get to say this as well. He is dog shit. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Like, he barely works. A lot of his shit was like glitched. He has like 2 different damage bugs, I think. And one of them was removed, but one of them TOD'd. But it wasn't, even with the TOD, it was so impractical that he was still not good. Has some cool things. In general, this is a classic case of he comes out, he's super fucking weak. He has like no conversions. He reminds you of what Strive used to be, where like you didn't kill people from every hit. Some big hits, but not killing people from every hit. And playing him made you realize like, wow, this is what the game could be. Hopefully, they do a balance patch, and the next DLC characters are all balanced around this new level, where every character isn't like super brain dead and super high damage for every single commercials. And then of course Unika comes out and proves that all that wrong. No, they want max damage for minimum effort. Blah blah blah, of course. But yeah, no real upside to this character outside of it. Like, he's just very different and he can knowledge check you. He can run Oki on you, just very low damage, and it's generally not that airtight either, but fighting him the first couple times is definitely hard. Next up, we have Dizzy. I think Dizzy is significantly better than Venom. And like both these characters are still playable. They're still probably in D. What the fuck? Okay. All right, moving on. Like, the worst characters in this game are significantly better than the worst characters of like patch 1, like 1.0 Faust, etc. But like, it's also less excusable because the game's been out for 5 years. How can you design a character like Venom who does that little damage when you release Unika and Johnny and Slayer and Abba? Like, what the fuck were you thinking, right? Like, you have 5 years to know what a Strive character should look like. Yeah, we're gonna go pretty fast because a lot of characters have not changed really since season 4 came out. Just like, you know, the opinions on characters have changed. After that, I would probably put, who do I put? Axel, maybe? I don't know. Axel. But I think he's in a different tier entirely. Yeah, C tier is already like, these characters are pretty good. Zato. Is there any other bad characters left? Because that's the thing with this. Like, there aren't really many bad characters left. No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any character left in this tier. We have Faust in B tier. Asuka. I think Asuka is still underrated by a lot of people. Like, he isn't like the strongest one on paper, and he does have some rough matchups, but his knowledge checks and his one-player game is incredibly strong still. Who else is here? I would probably actually put Abba down here. Abba is better than this for sure if you play with a secondary, but if you're talking solo main, which most people talk about, then she would probably be down here. However, most people who play Abba these days do have a secondary. So she's kind of a hard character to rate, but she's around here, I would say. And yeah, it's already getting really hard because these characters are all pretty fucking good. Like, there isn't really any bad characters left. That's probably the best thing you can say about this virtual strive, that most characters you play don't feel weak because there's been such insane power creep in the game. There's very few characters that when you play them, you're like, wow, I can't do anything. The problem is generally that when you look across the screen and you see your opponent's character, a lot of time that character is even more fucked up than yours. And just in general, like, very, very strong and toxic gameplay. Probably Milia in bottom of A. Testament I would probably put here. Bridget, I think Bridget is probably worse than Testament. I put, who else would I put here? Jacko. Probably put Jacko like here, I think. Jacko has some good matchups, but like she does struggle with a lot of the new top tiers. We'll put Elfelt here. Elfelt's like super fucked up, but like just unstable. I could honestly see Alpha go up a decent amount. It's just hard to know because, you know, like we don't really have that many good Elfelt players. Batman's up here too. I don't know why Batman players think he's bad. He still has a lot of potential left, in my opinion. Just very high HP. Best Wild Assault user right now. Due to the way arrows work with him. And in general, like his new flight mix-up with JD is just like so fucking good for his type of character. JS is super broken. Good conversion from 2P. Super PRC, backdash, robbery. Yeah, like if you don't have deflect shield, his pressure is just like if you get cornered and you don't have deflect shield on, like yeah, you're guessing for game after you've been shipped out for half your health. Next, I'll probably put Kai. Although Kai might be here, actually. I think I'll put Kai here. Yeah, I think Kai's like just power crap, like just better shadows, basically. Geo should be around here. I think Geo is slightly worse than Milia. I'm probably higher on Milia and Bedman than most people, but I think she is much stronger now. New capo is like really ridiculous. We got Slayer somewhere around here too. Slayer is one of those characters that's just like fundamentally hard to balance and rate because he either explodes or explodes, kind of. His weaknesses are very apparent, but the way he plays around those weaknesses isn't by like doing something intelligent. It's just by like, I'm gonna RPS harder. I'm gonna bet my life even more. I'm gonna do wake up pal bunker because XD funny, you know, like it's really hard, and a lot of the players that play him too are just like crazy. And I think we will go up a tier. There's gonna be more tiers. Who would I put next? I'll probably put the lowest character in S as Soul. He got some nerfs, but I think people are really underrating him. He's still very, very, very good. And new Fafnir is super stupid, but we did lose a lot of the Soul players, or a lot of people dropped him or do not play as much. We'll put Baiken. Baiken, I don't understand how they can downplay this character. Like, she literally became way faster, better damage, converts from her throw with tether now, like parries during guard, like guard stun. What the fuck do you call it? I'm having a brain fart. Block stun, guard stun. Really fucking stupid like mechanics. Add guard cancel parry. That guard crushes for some reason. Yeah. Doesn't like have any stability really. Like Baiken is very volatile, but that doesn't mean she's not top tier just because she's unstable. Because newsflash, a lot of these characters are unstable, including our next character, which is Eno, who is very fucking unstable, but very, very strong. And they, for some reason, thought that this mix-up character that has a 16 frame on like overhead that's hella plus and block, like her air.js, they thought, why don't we make this character wall break from every single hit? And they did. And then they also like buffed her neutral, her projectiles, like HCL, all that jazz. Very annoying to play against, you know, as always. But honestly, Eno at this point, despite not becoming any more fun to play against, still is not near the top 10 of worst characters to play against for me. Simply because there are a lot of bad character designs in this game that are currently very strong. We will rate Unika last to keep the suspense up. Watch time up. I think next I'm going to put Anji. I'm a bit low on Anji now. This could be because the Anji players have been fumbling big. And they're more about just like being really fucking good at upsetting people. Because like this version of Anji is easily the easiest character to beat a player better than you on in any fighting game I have ever seen. I have legit never seen such a brain dead character. Basically zero complexity to any of his shit. Just spins, bets his life on it 24/7. The problem with Anji is not that he has any flaws. The problem is that the two best characters just happen to do well into him. That's it. Legit. I actually don't really know yet. Next. Who would you guys put? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nago here? Am I crazy? No, I'm feeling Nago right now. I think Nago's like, oh shit. No, please no. Oh, thank God. I think Nago's like, right now I'm kind of feeling like Anji with Nago too, where like he's just completely brain dead and broken, and he shits out more damage than ever. He just feels pretty unstable. But I could like, a lot of these characters until the top 2 are so close in power level that it's really fucking hard to know. Nago's not way better than me. I would probably put Chaos next. Chaos is higher if you are one of those people that believe that you can achieve perfection in tournament. In a net play tournament, he might be a couple steps higher, basically. Like when you're sitting in the room, comfort of your own home, and you perfectly warmed up. But like the reality is that, you know, during many tournaments, there aren't any warm-up stations. The setups are laggy. And, you know, you don't get sleep because you're jet lagged, all this shit. And for those characters, like, that are really hard, which basically is only Chaos in all of top tier, and the next character is a bit punishing, like, they really suffer from this compared to the rest. I think next one will make people very, very mad. which is that I think Johnny is next. And this is actually why I don't play Johnny, because I don't think he's that good. I think he is I think he's kind of like Anji and Slayer and Nago, where like he is fucking broken and making a terrible player beat good players. I don't think he's the best at being stable and winning consistently. I don't know why people are so convinced by him being that. Like that he's the best, most consistent character. Because he doesn't have the most consistent results. He, like, anywhere. Like, he doesn't have great results in EU, in Japan. He has basically no results, or in all of Asia. There's a couple Johnnies that have made top 8 in NA majors, but, like, I don't know. I don't think he's top 1 just because of that. I don't think his matchup spread is as airtight as other people think. And I know people will flame me like, oh my god, you play Johnny in one tournament set. Of course you have to downplay it, blah, blah, blah. Like, think whatever the fuck you want, right? Like, I stand behind this because if I thought Johnny was number 1, I've already put in a lot of time with Johnny. I've already beaten top players with Johnny. Why would I just not play him? Right? I feel like this is just some kind of like circle jerk that everyone like is ignoring every flaw he has because, oh, his dash is fast. Yeah, it is. The dash is really broken for some things, and it's really bad for some other things. Like the dash is worst in class on defense, you know, compared to like the other good characters. Like obviously having no dash like Nago or Pod is worse. Even though it does have some really good niche usages where you can dash out of things. I would probably prefer having Johnny dash over Goldlewis dash, you know, but I digress. I think the fact that he is inherently unstable does hurt him, and I don't think his damage is as high as people make it out to be. It is high, but for Season 4 of Guilty Gear Strive in 2025, it is not high enough to make up for the fact that he can't block while dashing, and a lot of his shit gets, like, pretty minus, you know, like misfind is minus, card toss is counter hit on block. You know, if he gets hit, there are characters that can hit him harder than he can hit them. That does not mean his damage is okay. That does not mean that Johnny doesn't need nerfs. There's a fuck ton of stupid with this character. And he has some of the most obviously like brain dead moves like vaults and dash close slash. I'm just in the mood right now. Maybe this changes tomorrow. Where I think the characters that are extremely good at coin flipping are not the best tournament characters if you want to win while being the better player, which I think this tier list should be. But I do think that Johnny is one of the absolute best at carrying a bad player. Personally, I also think that he has some bad matchups down below, but I think I'm gonna get like swatted if I tell people the truth, which is that like characters like Faust actually do pretty well against him because they can crawl everything, despite that fact that Faust is a much worse character. Anyway, I know that the West will hate me for this opinion, but I'm gonna say what I think. He's still S tier, by the way. He's still very good. I just like the reason why I don't main Johnny is because I think Chaos is close enough, and I don't play this game for money anymore. So why don't play the character? Don't I play the character that I play longer, and that that I enjoy more, right? Next up, I would put Chipp. I think Chipp is basically a perfect character with the exception that he gets, like, despite his risk reward being so fucking extreme, he still gets out risk rewarded with the character against the characters ahead of him. Like even higher in the tier list. They're very, very like Chipp's new move, Rope, is so fucking stupid. Like he summons it at any point and he instantly makes the game either you or I am dying. And that's if you have good anti-airs. If you don't have good anti-air conversions, then only you are risking death. And this means that you have to chase Chipp or be ready to RPS with your life against him at all times. Additionally, he also gets rope setups from making you block, hitting you with anything. Like he can always put it out, and it's at the very least always a threat. And it increases all his BMBs, burst safety, blah blah blah. Basically, tons of his problems are fixed with one single move, and I think that's incredibly important. Okay, next character, I will put Mei. I think Mei is a character that's really hard to rate because we really only have Slash putting work in, and even Slash is playing more and more rivals than he plays Strive most months. So it's always hard to say. I honestly think she could go higher. She has a lot of good matchups, but definitely hard to rate. But also definitely extremely broken. Because, newsflash, she does a gazillion damage, has 4-way mix-ups of most of her hits. That lead to knockdown. Is the best wild slot user in the game, probably. Or red wild slot user in the game. And, yeah, just like, she's still Mei. Tosugeki still gives a wall break on counter hit for no reason. Next up, I'm going to put Goldlewis. Because today, the running theme of this is that on this very day, I am thinking that consistency is a bit more important. So characters that are just robbery machines are a little bit, you know, lower rated for me. I think a part of it is also that, like, as good as Goldlewis is, there's just characters that do the loose into win slightly better. Slightly better. Only because he doesn't have, like, Hammerfall PRC. Like, it's real fucking close because Goldlewis is extremely cancer of a design and, like, super simple. Like, yes, you have to do some long quarter circles, but, like, his game plan is almost identical versus every character. And he really just uses JD and behemoths in neutral, like, to fight, and then just summons fucking drone. Like, very, very simple character, made for toddlers. But slightly less consistent than the characters coming up. Next up, we have Sin. Sin is also a toddler character, running theme of top tier. Let me actually make another tier, now I think about it. Because I think we can visualize this a bit better. And I do think, I don't really give a shit if you flip Johnny and Chipp, right? I think all these characters are pretty close. Like, all these characters are pretty close. Like, within tier, they're all very close. And then in SS, these are the characters that are #1 contenders. Except not really, but we'll get to that. Yeah, Sin is just, like, incredibly broken. I think I undervalued some of his things because Sim players just weren't pushing it hard enough. And after actually playing Unika, some of Sin's strengths stood out to me more, basically. Because Unika has a lot of really fucked up things that... And then Sin has even better versions of them in some cases. Some things are worse, though. And that made me realize, like, holy shit, he's broken. Yeah, just, like, wall breaks of every hit. Legitimately every single hit. Just abuses the game mechanics absurdly well. In terms of, like, you get hit, you mash, and you win. You DP, you win into win. You backdash PRC, you super PRC, all that shit. Like, Sin just has too many ways to win a round without actually doing anything worth effort or, like, requiring effort. And I think in a tournament setting, that at the end of the day weighs extremely highly. Like, you know that even the Goldlewis player is thinking harder than you. Like, that's a fucking achievement, right? Like, it's just like engineering. That's, like, incredible. Like, how could you make someone else think less than a Goldlewis player? That's incredible. Next up we have Ram. Ram, like, was the best character in season 4.0. Got tiny nerfs and a bug fix, and they were like, the sky is falling. She's number 20th now. Like, no. Like, she was a god tier, and yeah. She still is. She's still incredibly broken. Wall breaks of every hit. Has the biggest range advantage of any character. Like, and now when you block a 5H, you actually lose the game for it, because turns out guard crushing from swords is not really an okay character design. And this character that was previously mainly strike throw now makes you block a far slash and then does left, right, high, low. And then even if you block it, she's still plus. Great character design, ArcSys. Good job. Next up, we have Leo. Leo is completely flawless character. A complete failure of a character design, because none of this shit makes sense. Why? His whole thing was going into back turn and then doing mix-ups, which means that he shouldn't do damage from neutral. He should convert into back turn and then do damage, or then do mix-ups. They're hard to block. And then he does a fuck ton of damage as arguably the best defense along with Sin of the regular characters. And he also has like unbelievably fucked mix-ups now, because you can't push him out anymore, because they thought FD is good against Leo. His back turn is fucking broken, but let's make FD not matter versus Leo. Good job, ArcSys. You really keep doing it. You really keep making characters dumber and dumber and more annoying to fight. You are so good at your jobs. And turns out they did an even better job. The best character in the game by far, and the strongest character in all of Guilty Gear's history throughout all the games. Potemkin, ladies and gentlemen. Potemkin. There's going to be pop players in the comments. Thank you for helping the algorithm. Thank you. You guys are fucking brain dead if you don't think this character is the best. Every single person I talk to, we actually have a discussion about the game. Even now, today, when I'm on my consistency matters a bit more, my bullshit, or cope, which it almost is, Potemkin is consistent too. Because if he has Oki round start, that's high risk, high reward, sure, but like if he wins round start, the game is over. But the problem is, even if he lets go of the controller and gets wall broken, he still wins half the matchups in the game. Because he gets 50 meter for losing. Like, and he's the best character with 50 meters. You could remove half his neutral skips and he would still be the best character with 50. Pop Buster is the best defensive move in the game. They made the reality where people just churn Pop Buster on defense the best optimal strategy. He has Super PRC. He has Oki round start versus every character in the game. On some matchups, it's Oki where he has to like... He only has really strong Oki, not completely brained Oki. Highest damage on average in the game. Does not build your opponent any meter or burst while he kills you. I have no fucking idea why the pop players... Like, I know that they don't play any other character really, but like, I have no idea why they're delusional enough to think that high damage single hit moves like Pop Buster or unburstable moves like Heat Tackle, etc. or Heat Knuckle, or like why they think that shit gives you a lot of meter, because it really doesn't. Like, you really don't build a lot of meter against Potemkin. You really don't. And he's also the best character in the game against burst, because guess what? You can't burst Heat Knuckle. You can't burst the super until he, like, you can't burst the super if he doesn't do extra shit, and the extra shit is burst baitable. Turns out you can't burst Pop Buster. Shocker. Yeah, just a complete fucking failure of character design. Absolute fucking failure. Turns out, wow, when you make the character that is supposed to struggle to get in and then be the best, also have the best defense, so he's in when you're in, has Oki round start, 10 good anti-zoning tools. Turns out he also has the highest HP and the highest damage. And then you give him blue Wild Assault, which is the best blue like Wild Assault used in the game. Despite the fact that blue is normally bad, it's just so broken on Potemkin that it becomes the best. Like, yeah, you got it, ArcSys, man. You got it, bro. The pop player on the design team, you did it, man. Who could have thought that you could have made Potemkin #1 by simply fucking around with the numbers long enough? I guess the pop players got what they wanted, except they don't really. That's the funny part, because the pop players pick this character because they want to lose. They want to feel like they're fucking David versus Goliath, even when they're Goliath. And now they're sad that their character is so fucking broken for some reason. Because now they don't have an excuse when they lose, I guess. Whatever, man. Like, maybe on a optimal human level where everyone knows every matchup properly, he could only be here. He's only the best in the game by far. But in reality, where the pop players don't know every matchup, yet still win, and we don't know every pop single mix-up, and we aren't perfect human beings, or like, we're not robots. Turns out, sometimes you won't react perfectly. Sometimes you'll drop a combo and the wake-up pop buster kills you. Turns out, having to just lose neutral and then do wake-up hammerfall is a pretty easy strategy in tournaments. And then they're like, wow, you don't know everything about my character. And then you ask them, does Happy Chaos have a gun? And they're like, I don't know, man. I'm churning Pop Buster right now. Good job, guys. Good job, ArcSys. Good job, Pop Players. You got what you wanted, I guess. Yeah, no, this game fucking sucks. It really does. It really, really does. I hope they patch it soon, but I don't have any faith in that they will patch it to be better. And I will not be playing this game as soon as I have a better game to play. Which I'm already kind of in the process of with City of the Wolves. Even though I don't really like that game that much more. Hopefully Hunter x Hunter and whatever other game 2SKO comes out soon. Oh, I almost forgot. We have Unika. Unika's pretty cool character design, actually. Except her numbers are fucked. If Unika came out and her numbers were like half, she would be like a cool character design. And she's still not the... Like, that's the fucked up part. I still don't think... I was very high on this character. And what I've realized is that it was purely because when I'm playing training mode, when I'm playing Unika versus Unika, it's like so fucked up. Like, who the fuck makes a character that has no flaws, this type of damage, unreactable overhead, and like giga disjoints and everything, and then you realize that like Ram does what she does, but even better. Like, you realize that the character power creep has just gone so fucking far that even though she's a perfect character, except with her dash speed, she's just not good enough to be a top, like, SS character. So, I'm not going to put any stats here on her. I would probably put her, like, here. Or here. I still think she's really fucking good. Probably better than most. But I could easily see her become, like, here. This is what other people I've talked to put her as. Like, around here. I don't think she's mid. There's a chance she's still here. Or here. It exists. I think characters that do this much damage but have like one flaw in terms of their speed are kind of hard to rate because of this, because they're just like, there's just so much about getting that one hit that is really fucking hard to know. So yeah, she's a bit hard. I'll probably do an update. Maybe not like a full tier list, but just an update. And we'll do that shit like at some point when we know a bit more about Unika. And I won't like make a full new tier list. I'll just talk about like the few couple changes. Like maybe this happened or maybe this happened or, you know, whatever the fuck. All right. Cool. Remember, if you care about me putting Happy KO's one placement below Nago or above Nago, or if you care about any individual placement within a tier, you need a life. I don't really think it matters that much which placement in the tier you are. It's legitimately too hard to say because the variance in this game is so high that it becomes really hard to figure out. This is not a stable game at all. And if you don't know one matchup, it doesn't matter if they're fucking B or C or D tier, you could easily lose. Amazing. All right. I'm done.